Well, it finally happened. It's time for me to publicly apologize. So, for this, let me take you back a little bit to last year. So, some background on me. I love my daughter. She is my favorite person other than her mommy, and we come up with some really dumb ideas. Well, we get home one day and we see this sign in the yard that says Roop for House. And we don't really put political signs in our yard. So I said, okay, someone put this sign up, and I haven't talked with my wife, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to make an example out of this sign. And my daughter gets home, and we, are talking, and we're just like, oh, Roop sounds a lot like poop. And I was like, you know what? It really does. Nora, my daughter, do you think you could make this say poop for house? And she's like, oh, yeah, I can do that easy. So she goes and she does, and she matches the blue and gets it looking good. It ends up looking perfect. And we put the sign up in the yard for her mommy when she gets home, because when her mom gets home, we just know, like, oh, she's gonna flip out. This is gonna be funny. So she gets home, she sees it, she's like, what in the world are y'all doing? I have to work in this community. Why would you think this is a good idea? So we're just laughing, this and that. I said, yeah, I'll get it later. So later happens, and I forget to get it. We get up the next day and we go out and look, and my wife is like, did you get that sign? And I said, no. And we look, and the sign's gone. And she said, oh my God, are you kidding me? What I think happened is maybe like one of the neighbors ratted me out or something to Bill Roop, which is the person, Roop for House. He was running for a delegate. I think it was his first time running, and I think his dad was a delegate for a long time. Super awesome dude. Like, this dude is like top notch. Now it's apparent that, they probably came and picked up the sign because it said poop for house, and then took it home and never said anything. And I'm going to put a picture up of the sign so you'll know what it looked like. So Jenna's like, I cannot believe this. I have to work in this community. Bill is such an awesome person. I can't believe y'all done this to me. And I said, blame it on me, blame it. And it was like, oh, I'm blaming it on you. I mean, that's 100% going to happen. So she apologizes to him, and he thought it was hilarious. He, said the family was loving it. They took the sign. I think they still have the sign. All is well. So fast forward to this, Michael Brandon Cochran law attempt. And I said, you know what? Let's try to get some delegates involved, trying to figure this out to get this legislation passed. Jenna was like, well, ask Bill. See what Bill thinks. So I called Bill. I gave him a rundown on the law. And for those who don't know, it's basically requiring a C-peptide test for people that was in Michael's condition in ICU, and also, people who die of suspicious deaths under a certain criteria. I said, Bill, or gave it, and he said, yes, I love it. I think it's an excellent idea. Let's do it. Let's try to, see what we can do to start making it happen. And I said, Bill, if this gets introduced in this session, I'm going to publicly apologize for the poop for house sign. And he said, oh no, it's really, I loved it. I told Jenna, play with you and tell you that, she had to resign and do all this crazy stuff, but we loved it. It's really no problem. And I said, but no, Bill, like, if this gets introduced in this session, I'm going to publicly apologize for this. Like, I know you would still do it. It don't matter to you. But to me, personally, I'm going to do it. So here we are today, and guess what? The Michael Brandon Cochran law has been introduced into this session. Here's the bill number. So you can look it up. I'm going to put a link on here. We are in this session, y'all, but it's not done yet. As some of you know, with legislation, this takes multiple years to do, sometimes. I need you all to please take this bill number and message your legislator and tell them we have to get this passed this session. As you know, they introduce the bills. It's got to go through the House. It's got to go through the Senate. And this takes a lot of time. A lot of good stuff they're doing, but also this is one that is really important that we need to get in this year. Thank you to Bill Roop. I cannot be more grateful than to have this opportunity for this legislation to be out there. I know that it's not only going to be solid evidence for future cases like this, but it also may very well be a deterrent for anyone to try this again in West Virginia. So yes, thank you all, the community, for reaching out to your delegates. There's a lot of great people ready to sign on to this thing. We're not done yet. So I need you all join in the fight here to get this passed. Let your legislators know how important it is for you to get this passed this session. And I can't thank you all enough. And to Bill Roop, it's Bill Roop for House forever, not Poop for House. Sincere public apologies. Thank you all.